Congratulations on becoming a parent. It wasn't too long ago that we were in your shoes. We know it's an exciting yet stressful time. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and one of the most important decisions you'll have to make is determining parentage.
There are two ways for unmarried parents to determine parentage. One is the Recognition of Parentage form, referred to as the ROP form, which is a legal document. The other is through a paternity court action. The mother's marital status drives which parents are listed on birth records. When a mother who gave birth is unmarried, a second parent is added to a child's birth record only when paternity is established by the ROP form or by court order.
This video will help you understand the differences between those two options and provide you with information to assist you in making an educated decision. The ROP form establishes the legal relationship between a child and a father. The ROP form is a voluntary way to establish parentage.
If the mother of the child is not married when the child is born, parentage needs to be determined. If you live together, that does not establish parentage. You will need to establish parentage through the ROP form or court action.
The ROP form is an alternative to a court action establishing the legal father. If you don't establish paternity, you have no legal rights to your child.
In order to establish a legal father, you will either need to complete the ROP form or proceed with a court action.
A child with a legal father is eligible for benefits through the father, such as Social Security, health insurance, veterans benefits, tribal registration benefits, and inheritance rights.
Establishing a legal father using the ROP form does not order a father to pay child support, and it does not entitle the father to custody or parenting time. Those issues must be determined by a court action. The ROP form provides only the basis for bringing a separate court action to establish custody and parenting time. The mother retains full legal and physical custody until a court order is entered. If the custodial parent receives public assistance or has applied for child support services, the county will go forward and obtain an order for child support.
We know it's a lot to think about, but don't worry, you do not need to sign the ROP form today. If you are not the biological father, or if you question whether you are the biological father, do not sign the ROP form. You should not feel pressured to sign. Take your time. Make sure you are making the right choice for you and your child.
If both parents agree and want to complete the ROP form, you may do so right here at the hospital. The hospital will file the ROP form with the Minnesota Department of Health Office of Vital Records, and the legal father's name will be recorded on the child's birth certificate.
Paternity may be established by signing and filing the ROP form or by court action.
If a parent is under 18 years of age, the ROP form creates a presumption of paternity. A court action will be required to finalize paternity.
The ROP form does not establish a father's rights to custody or parenting time. The ROP form provides only the basis for bringing a separate court action to establish custody or parenting time. The mother retains legal and physical custody until a court order changing this is entered.
The ROP form does not address child support. Child support can only be determined through a court action. If a mother is married but her spouse is not the biological father, her spouse should sign the spouse's non-parentage statement because the spouse is presumed to be the father of the child.
The statement can be signed anytime within the child's first year. The statement ends the legal relationship between the mother, her spouse, and the child when the statement is filed along with the ROP form with the Office of Vital Records. This allows the biological father's name to be added to the child's birth records, and the spouse will not be the presumed legal father.
Parents can undo or revoke the ROP form or a spouse's non-parentage statement by revoking it within 60 days of signing the forms by signing and filing a formal revocation form, either the Minnesota Voluntary Recognition of Parentage Revocation Form or the Minnesota Spouse's Non-Parentage Statement Revocation Form, or writing on a blank piece of paper that you are revoking it. You must include the child's name and date of birth, your name and the other parent's name. You must sign the revocation in front of a notary public and then file it with the Minnesota Department of Health Office of Vital Records.
After 60 days, you cannot revoke the ROP form or the statement. You will have to file a legal action asking the court to undo either or both of them. You have 1 year after the ROP form was signed and filed to ask the court to undo it and the statement.
However, if you get blood or genetic tests that show that the man who signed the ROP form is not the father of the child, you have 6 months after you get this information to ask the court to undo the ROP form.
Genetic testing or DNA testing is used to determine if there is a biological connection between a parent and a child. Testing is done by collecting cheek cells from all parties using a buccal swab and can be done at your local child support office or a private lab. The results or probability is typically 99.99% when the alleged parent is biologically related. While not required, you may choose to have a genetic test completed prior to signing the ROP form. If you have any doubts on the paternity of the child, it is best to request genetic testing before signing the ROP form. During a paternity court action, genetic testing may be ordered.
If you are a victim of physical or emotional abuse, do not feel pressured into signing the ROP form. If you've ever had to make a plan to keep yourself safe from a partner, even if you do not consider yourself a victim of domestic violence, you should not be coerced or intimidated into signing the ROP form. Contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233 for help. We hope this video has helped you to understand the difference between the Recognition of Parentage form, ROP, and a paternity court order.
And just remember, you do not need to sign the ROP form today. Take your time, make sure you are making the right choice for you and the child.
If you have questions about determining parentage, please see the brochure provided by the Minnesota Department of Human Services entitled Being a Legal Father. Visit your county child support office or contact an attorney.